She here?
Is who here?
Henderson.
Henderson! He's back! He's back!
I caught one of the little bastards.
Oh my Macy, so we're only on Stranger Things Season 3, Episode 2, and it's already pretty wild. Found a lot of good stuff for this one. The episode's called The Mole Rats, a nice play on words, rats. And it starts but also ends with Billy, so we'll get back to that rat. Let's start with Hopper. Hopper begins the episode rejoicing that Mike denied Elle.
You don't pull the mask on that old Lone Ranger. You don't mess around with Jim, that empty.
Yeah, keep singing, brother. Ironically, Hopper went from rejoicing about Mike standing up Elle to getting stood up himself by Joyce. And he deserved it for two reasons. First off,
Friends don't lie.
and he did just so.
So you remembered everything?
Yeah. I mean, I had to improvise a little bit, you know?
Is everything okay?
No, I don't think so. It's your grandma.
Friends don't lie.
He lied to Joyce.
It's 8:15. You're late.
Yeah, I lost track of time. I'll signal next time, all right?
How about I get off early tonight and I buy us a bunch of candy and we can sit around and get fat.
Oh, shit.
L-A-T-E.
Stuck somewhere and I lost track of time.
The second reason that he deserved to get stood up is because, sure, he's got a nice new shirt, but Hopper is the only official detective of the bunch, and he's the only one in this episode not doing detective stuff.
I'll do anything I want. I'm chief of police.
But Joyce sure is. Joyce noticed that the magnets weren't working. Once in episode 1 at home, and once in this episode at the store. So Joyce beelined to Mr. Clark's home. If you don't recall, Mr. Clark is the awesome teacher. And I've got bad news for any Joyce and Hopper shippers.
I don't see anything.
Nope. You can't see it, but it's there, I assure you. Our very own Clark Byers electromagnetic field.
You heard that, right? They created a field, and he named it after them. A field that you can't see. Now let's go back to season 2. That scene where Steve was teaching Dustin about love.
You can't see it, but you can feel it, like this,
What's the word we're looking for?
electricity? No. Like electromagnetic field.
Our very own Clark Byers electromagnetic field.
Sexual electricity.
Our field is stable. Once you open up that curiosity door, anything is possible. Pretty neato, huh?
Yeah.
He's a pretty cool dude. Unlike this guy.
Oopsie daisy. Careful there, Nancy Drew. Careful.
This dude just keeps harassing Nancy, ironically calling her Nancy Drew, who's a fictional sleuth, and Nancy does just so.
You're a regular little detective, aren't you?
Nancy's tracking down the diseased rats at Doris Driscoll's house.
Mrs. Driscoll.
Yes?
They head downstairs and the rats are eating fertilizer. No idea what that means, cuz.
Eating fertilizer seems...
Crazy. Believe me, I know, honey.
But let's keep it on our radar. Oh, fertilizer. Fertile. Like making babies. Maybe not.
You guys keep doing this until you stop moving, you little shit.
So Jonathan's taking pictures, and if you recall from season 2, sometimes the upside down world, it appears in the footage. But Jonathan's got to develop those pictures first without Nancy opening up the door on him like she keeps doing.
Oh, no. Nancy! Oh, come on, the light!
Let's go. Come on.
No.
There's electromagnetic pulsing, and then boom, he blows up. Those of you who know me well know that, well, pretty much my only friends are squirrels.
It's Squirrel. Oh, and it's you too. Hey, Squirrel.
So I can't keep saying this stuff. It's pretty disgusting. Especially because someone ran over my squirrel last week.
Friends don't lie.
I'm not lying, and we're not friends. No, I'm just messing with it. We're cool. So this time, we see the rat blob start to move, and it forms a shape almost like a demodog. Or, I guess just a blob rat. It's probably just running back and coagulating with the big blog that we see at the end, which we'll get to. But yeah, that's Nancy Drew. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Detectives Dustin and Steve.
True American heroes.
Dustin discovered DART in season 2, and now
I intercepted a secret Russian communication.
the protesters called Mayor Klein a swine or a pig.
4 strips of crispy bacon.
And Dustin and Steve get help from the
Pig Latin.
speaking Rockin' Robin. She's able to translate the secret Russian code.
So how do we crack it?
Probably gonna take a super genius to crack it.
This code, It didn't come from Russia. It came from here.
The Russians are there, specifically this crazy strong dude from the opening scene of episode 1. So he passed Hopper at the mayor's office. It was just his back. But later on, Hopper bumps into him at Enzo's restaurant. And check this out. The sign in the background here says Spirit coming soon. Let's go back to season 2.
Commie bastards sure know how to make a spirit, am I right?
So this is weird, but it seems like spirit is a subtle word that they're using for Russians in this show.
Evil Russians.
Let's keep our eyes and ears out for the word spirit in future episodes. We're almost at Billy, but real quick, let's look at a couple more callbacks. In season 2, the Mind Flayers sort of listen to them by a telephone.
Do you think you heard that?
It found out where they were when the phone was ringing. And in this episode, Mike's mom was listening to his call. So she's listening in. The Mind Flayer is listening in. And the Russians are listening in.
Hello, I can hear you. Actually, I can hear everything. You are both extremely loud.
Do you remember that Elle had a really funny way of saying time in season 2?
It's 8:15. You're late.
It's 8:15. It's not 8:15.
But now...
It's 9:32. Where are you?
So a girl can learn. However, this girl did not learn. She gave Dustin the evil eye in season 2, and then she gave it to Elle after Elle tripped on her heels. But Elle's got
Superpowers.
meow.
I said, what do you want?
To build.
Building Billy. Episode 1 had that sneak preview to Day of the Dead, a movie about zombies, and it seemed like that's what was happening when this episode started. But it was just an illusion, pun intended. The title of episode 1 is closer to the truth. Susie, do you copy? The Mind Flayer, or whatever is the puppet master, it's making copies of people, but not literally, not physically. It seems to all be in Billy's head right now. It's controlling Billy, altering his reality.
I'm a puppet. You're the master.
And just like in season 2,
He likes it cold.
which may be why that opening scene in episode 1 was pretty snowy. It was pretty cold there. I don't know. Let's see if we go back there at some point. Or if it just means something. So Billy brings the sexy lifeguard to the lair, meaning himself, obviously, the sexy lifeguard. Billy also brings his female co-lifeguard.
Don't be afraid. I'll be ours, son. Just stay very still.
What is the blob going to do to her? Hopefully, the blob's going to replicate her 1,000 times over, but that's pretty unlikely. It's probably just going to do the same thing that it did to Billy. It's going to take over her mind and then let her go. Regardless, on a scale of 1 to 10, the future of sexy lifeguards, female co-lifeguard, looks no bueno. That's it for episode 2. If you're new here, hit subscribe. We've got 6 more to go.
Have a nice day.
And catch you on the flip side.